entirely and led to a better outcome for both. Instead of responding immediately, the seller paused and stayed silent, prompting the buyer to confess they had budget flexibility they hadn't mentioned before.
Oh, I am also. Yeah, now you can. Okay, so where we were, we are there that silence pauses, how they are effectively being used. Simply, um, a buyer reject a price, then the seller pause or have the silence. Then to fill the gap, the buyer reveal that they have the pricing flexibility, so which they haven't told previously. In this way, the seller know what how they can make their deal. Otherwise, if they just reacted on their rejection without a pause or something like that, they might don't have that information or the flexibility of the budget, then they might not going to make the deal. For example, if you say the $1,000 per month for a service or $1,000 for a product, they say that, oh no, it's not feasible for us, I don't have the budget. They might be right about it. Then you pause in silence, then they process it, and then they say, okay, I think so I have the capacity to do it in a way that I can make the monthly payment of it in 3 installments. So that thing the buyer haven't revealed, but to fill that pause or gap or silence, they reveal this thing now. So then you can use this thing to make a deal. So, yep, that's how the silence can be used in the negotiation.
Understanding these nuances can deepen trust and prevent misunderstandings.
Okay.
Castle shares compelling stories of negotiators who won deals by simply holding their silence and letting the other party fill the void. One example involves a sales negotiation where the buyer initially resisted the price.
Mhm.
Instead of responding immediately, the seller paused and stayed silent, prompting the buyer to confess they had budget flexibility they hadn't mentioned before. This revelation changed the negotiation entirely and led to a better outcome for both.
Yep.
He also explains that silence helps manage emotions during tense negotiations.
Yeah. Okay, there's another point. Silence help to manage emotions well. We mostly struggle with emotions handling when we are doing the negotiation part. So this is a very crucial thing as well, to manage the emotions.
When discussions get heated, pausing before responding diffuses tension and prevents escalation. It gives both sides space to reset and approach the problem more rationally.
So when discussion get heated, it gives both a space to think rationally.
Silence becomes a tool for emotional intelligence, allowing you to maintain composure and think clearly under pressure. Finally, Castle connects silence with one of the most important principles of negotiation: patience. Negotiation is rarely won by rushing or pushing. Often, the best deals emerge when you allow conversations to unfold naturally and give the other party time to process and decide. Silence embodies patience in action. It's a reminder that sometimes doing less is more. In conclusion, Chapter 9 teaches that silence is far more than the absence of sound. It is a dynamic force in negotiation.
Sometimes less is more.
that can reveal hidden truths, build rapport, and shift power. When you embrace silence, resist the urge to fill it, and listen deeply, you create space for breakthroughs. Mastering silence is mastering control, patience, and influence. And those who harness this skill gain a decisive edge in every negotiation. Chapter 10: Building Win-Win Agreements.
So, chapter 10. I am just getting out of my pages. 10. What the
Every
heck?
negotiation. Chapter 10: Building Win-Win Agreements.
Hmm.
The foundation of lasting deals. In this crucial chapter, Tim Castel emphasizes that the hallmark of truly successful negotiation is the ability to create win-win agreements, deals that satisfy the interests of all parties involved and establish a foundation for long-term relationships. While many
Hmm.
negotiators focus solely on winning the current battle,
What?
realization is the ability to create win-win agreements,
Okay.
deals that satisfy the interests of all parties involved and establish a foundation for long-term relationships.
Hmm.
While many negotiators focus solely on winning the current battle, Castle argues that sustainable success comes from mutual benefit and trust, which only emerge when both sides feel like winners. This chapter is dedicated to understanding how to structure agreements so that everyone gains and cooperation flourishes. Castle opens by explaining the dangers of zero-sum thinking, where one party's gain is automatically the other party's loss. This mindset leads to competitive adversarial negotiations where concessions are grudgingly given.
Hmm.
Trust is minimal, and relationships are fragile.
So, concession should not be given, and concessions should not be given with grudges. With grudges, no grudges.
In contrast, win-win negotiation focuses on expanding the pie before dividing it, exploring creative solutions that meet the underlying needs and interests of all parties. When negotiators pursue win-win outcomes, they foster goodwill and open the door to future opportunities. To achieve this, Castle highlights the importance of clearly identifying interests, not positions. Positions are what people say
Okay,
they
okay, 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 okay. This is some important point. So clearly, what you have to clearly identify position. No, not position. There's something else. Identify the interest instead instead focusing on positions. Okay, man.
want, while interests are the reasons behind those wants. For example, a buyer's position might be a lower price,
Okay, so interest, but why not the
foster
positions?
goodwill, and
Okay.
open the door to future opportunities. To achieve this, Castle highlights the importance of clearly identifying interests, not positions. Positions are what people say they want, while
Okay. Positions are the uh, are what they say they want. But interests interests are reasons.
interests are the reasons behind those wants.
Okay. Interests are the reasons behind those wants. So, yep.
For example, a buyer's position might be a lower price, but their interest could be staying within budget or managing risk.
Okay, so yep. So, for example, buyer say lower price, but the interest or the interest reason behind that to remain under the budget, or uh, what is he said, budget and that to remain under the budget, or I have to get my memory fixed. Oh, remain under the budget or managing risk. Ah, got it. Managing risk. So now you know that, okay, yeah, if we can get these two problems solved, we can charge what we are looking to charge. So, yep, we can get them that profit after our expenses as well by managing the ads spending or other things well, so they can remain under the budget. And if there is a risk mitigation, so we can might then offer them like a installment plan or something like that, which will reduce or remove the risk for which they are concerning. In this way, they are able to give us the price which we want. So, yep, that's how we make the deal while having the price of ours or the charges over which we want, which we want to charge from them. It seems like okay, I have to switch my pages if they really get filled, but I have some space on the later pages now. Yep. So what we have to do, I have to make a sign here. Let's say one, and on other pages one with a star. Resume of negotiation. Yup.
By digging beneath surface demands, negotiators discover shared interests or complementary goals that enable innovative trade-offs.
Oh,
Discover
what's it?
managing risk. By digging beneath surface demands, negotiators discover shared interests or
Take beneath surface demands. Uh, take see beneath surface demands.
complementary goals that enable innovative trade-offs. Castle provides practical strategies for uncovering interests through open-ended questions, active listening, and collaborative problem-solving. Castle also stresses the value of transparency and honesty in win-win negotiation. While he cautions against revealing too much too soon, he argues that sharing relevant information builds trust and reduces suspicion. When both parties understand each other's priorities and constraints, they are more likely to work together toward mutually acceptable solutions. This open. While he cautions against revealing too much too soon, he argues that sharing relevant information builds trust and reduces suspicion. When both parties provides practical.
Should I say all of these things which I want, or I should say some things? And what will be the something, the relevant part at that time, or what make the deal? So not everything, but something which is relevant. So let me go back and then.
Beneath surface demands, negotiators discover shared interests or complementary goals that
So we have to discover shared interest and complementary goals
that enable innovative trade offs.
that enable what is it
Discover shared interests or complementary goals that enable innovative trade offs.
that enable innovative innovative
Shared interests or complementary goals that enable innovative trade offs.
that enable innovative trade off. I think so. I have to open this. I think so. Now it's good. Now it's good. Let me see. All things are good and well. Yep. Yep. Okay. So,
Castle provides practical strategies for uncovering interests through open ended questions, active listening, and collaborative problem solving.
so what we have to do? Why this is coming in the very okay. 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 No. Okay.
Castle provides practical strategies for uncovering interests through open ended questions.
Throw.
Castle provides practical
Uh.
strategies for uncovering interests through open ended questions.
Okay. Uncover interest via open-ended um, questions, questions, and
Active listening,
active listening, active listening,
and collaborative problem solving.
and collaborative problem solving. So yeah, these are the things we have to do. Let me come back again after a small break. Okay.